Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. I try to rewind myself. Okay, so the first script that we're going to review is called Resume Parser. So I mentioned that this is to convert PDF resumes into a CSV file. If you have tens of resumes or hundreds of or thousands of resumes that you want to convert all this information into a CSV file, that you can use it to sort of like score different people based on attributes. But you know, eventually you can use this information to upload into a database and build your own database of these resumes if you want. So yesterday I wrote 2 procedures for installing this script. One is using Anaconda, which is, let's go to the website so you can look at it. But I was trying to install it using Anaconda. It took a long time, and at the end I had a lot of errors. Like it would not install the script correctly, and I just dropped that and I started another procedure. But let me show you what is Anaconda. It says right here, Anaconda, where packages, notebooks, projects, and environments are shared. Okay. Well, actually, this is Anaconda Cloud. But Anaconda. So let's call it that. It's like a framework where you can have different scripts or recipes or projects, and they are, like I mentioned initially, they are isolated. You can isolate the project using different libraries, so you can you can sort of like download the project and make it work in your computer without having to like troubleshoot too many things. I guess that the easiest way I can explain it. So when I used to use this project called Resume Parser a while ago. It hasn't been updated since like Python 2.7, and then suddenly a few months ago the developer updated everything and changed the whole like infrastructure of his project. So it took me a while to figure it out why he did that. But let's follow the second procedure. I mean, I wrote the first procedure here just for reference, but we're not going to do that right now because it could take a long time. It might not work. So we're going to jump into the second procedure, which I call Resume Parser Legacy. So the first step that we're going to do is we need to copy, sort of like download the source code of that project, and we're going to use this command called git clone. So I'm just going to copy paste this for now. Let me see, where's my Linux? Typing, okay, alert. Hi. I cannot copy paste it like that. I need to open the browser in Linux. Yeah, so I cannot copy paste from Windows to Linux. So let me open the browser in here. Let's see. Okay, scroll down to oops, that's 3 to 4. Oh, I saw it right here. So let me copy paste this into the terminal. See, copy this into oh, there you go. Oh man, this computer doesn't have anything installed. Sorry. Just be patient, be patient. I'm trying to be patient too. Okay, let's see. Let me see where I am because now I'm confused. Maybe I should go to documents so I can be organized. And I don't think I have that. I think I can remove that. And I can remove this. Let's see, nothing there. Okay, so I can copy, I can download the source code in this directory. It says cloning, receiving objects. It's taking a little while. Even though it's not a big project, I don't know why in these computers I have seen that it takes a while to download anything. There you go. Let's see what is the next step after that. It said, okay, so this create a directory called resume parser. So let's see if that's true. Yes, change the directory. So I'll go to a directory. And clear this, list the contents. So it has some files there. Next thing it said, we need to create the virtual environment. And I think, I'm going to have to test because I haven't installed in this computer before. So we're going to test if the script works with either 2.7 or Python 3. So to create the visual environment, let's do it with Python 2.7 first. So let's copy paste this, which is that version of Python. Copy virtualenv-p user bin Python env. Let's see, and that's also going to take a little bit of time. Let me check the chat. Okay, let's see what happened here. Installing setup toolscript will done. So this creates a directory called env, as you can see in here. And the next step is we need to activate the environment using this command, source env bin activate. So let's see that, source env bin activate. And that will show me, that will change the prompt from, it used to be a $sign to this parenthesis env $sign. Your prompt might be different because I changed my prompt. It used to, I think by default, it shows you your username and your computer name, like the top of my screen. It usually says Neo. This is my username and my computer name. So it would say Neo at NeoVB and then the $sign. But I made a change in my configuration to only show the $sign, which is shorter. Okay, so we created the environment, and now we need to create some content because the legacy code is not in the new, it's not in the new version anymore. So we need to create a file with this content. We need to create a file called requirements.txt, and I need to copy this content into a file. So let's see. Let me open this. Requirements. I think I spelled it correctly. You can use Sublime if you want, or whatever text editor you prefer. But I recommend that you use Sublime. I'm using something else that is called Vim. So okay, I created that file. The next step is, let's see, clone the file resume checker py from here. So we're going to follow this command, git clone, and copy all this URL. Copy this and move it here. Cloning into. Let's see if that created the file or not. Okay. Let me see. Let me see something here. This is, you know what? Okay. Yes, when I did that, okay. So when I did that, it created a folder with that name, bb222, etc. But what I need is this file, resume checker. So I need to move it out of the folder, and to do that, let's see, move resume to. What did I do? No, I messed it up. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Tonight I'm not into my focus properly. Okay. Okay, so let's see what I did. I need to change this as well. That's why I wrote this. So in here, I think the correction that I need to make in here is that when you do this, when you do git clone this URL, it will create a directory with this name. And inside that directory, it will be this file. It will contain this file called resumechecker.py. But what we want is to move this file into the correct directory. So like we are currently in the project resume parser. So we want to make sure that that file resume checker is inside that directory and not inside this weird long directory. And okay, so I did that already, and I think I can remove that directory, db22, etc. Okay, clear. So I think I'm all set up for that. Let's see, what is the next step? Install the dependencies. It says right here, pip install R requirements.txt. Let's see if that works. Pip install R requirements.txt. Let's see, I don't know how long this is gonna take. You guys have any question? I don't know if you have been able to get up to this point. I know it has been a little bit confusing so far because this computer is not correctly set up. But hopefully, you get the idea. Let's see. Just wait a little bit. So, okay, what happens? What is going to happen after that? We need to add the resumes or the PDF files to an input directory, and this directory comes with some defaults, like with some samples of PDFs. So when you test the script, you get some results, but you can remove the samples and put your own files there. Let's see. It looks like it's done. And so let me review this. Let me review what's inside here. Okay, so I have these directories: assets, bin, conf, data, env. I have this file that I had to create called requirements.txt, and it has this content. I had to download this file called resumechecker.py from this URL, which is right here. This one, the one that says gist.github.com and this long number. And then I moved that file from that directory that it created into this, let's call it the root directory or the main directory of the script. And we have right now what we need to what we want is this data, like to be able to input the data into the right place. So let me just go to let's see. The input files are in this folder called that data/input. Let me open. Let's see, because it's going to be hard to try to explain it using the terminal. So let me open a directory here. Let me close this. Let me see if this works. Okay. So this is the directory for that project. Let's see what is inside this folder called data. It says input, output, and schema. Input has these two files. One says data descriptions.csv, and the other one says example resumes. And this one has some files. It has a PDF, 4 PDF files, and a doc file. So let me just open one of these files to see what it is. By the way, this is the sample the sample file. Let me zoom in this a little bit here. And maybe okay, so it looks like, you know, some data scientists, and it has, you know, work experience. It has some more information here. This is like a weird format, right? Like 2 columns like this, and education, etc. So we need to, I want to extract this content. Let me close this file for now. So if you have PDF files, you know, as many resumes as you want, you can put them in this directory called example resumes. And let me see what else is next in here. It says right here to run the code, go to the directory bin. So let's do that. What's my terminal here? Clear the screen. I am here. Okay, cd bin. Okay, now what? And you have to follow this this command. It says Python resume checker.py, .py, data path, and you have to put the input file, the input directory, and the output path is that file. And let me see, because I didn't check that that file actually exists. It's inside data output. Data output. Resume summary.csv. The same resumes, and it's different. I wonder if I made a typo here. Resumes summary.csv. Let me change it to resumes. Otherwise, this is not going to run. Resumes. And I don't know if this computer has Excel installed. It should. So let me open it using that, just to show you what this file looks like. So it looks like, I didn't run the script yet, but you know, it looks like the template already comes with the example already exported into a file. So maybe what I can do is create a backup copy of the file and remove all of the contents on this file so you can see the changes. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit, or a lot. Okay, I think the problem is that this content is wrapped. I don't want that wrapped. Anyways, but let me see what columns are here. Index, file path, extension, okay, a bunch of text. It has a candidate name. So let me maybe zoom in this here. Candidate name, and it says Brendan. Email, it has an email, phone, universities. Some content here, skills, and then there's nothing else in there. Let me close this file and make a copy of this file so I don't lose the original file. So let me just call this file resume summary original. And let me take this file, and I'm just going to delete all of the rows. Okay. And let's see. Actually, let me do it like that. I don't know how many rows I have in here, so let me just zoom this out a lot. New rows. Let me see. I hope that I didn't delete. Okay, yes, I didn't delete the first row which I need. And Let me format. This is way too big, man. Okay. So, okay, the file has index, file path, extension, text, candidate name, email, phone, university, skills, and that's it. So let me save this. Okay, use text, use CSV format. Close. Okay, so let's see. Man, I hope this works. Otherwise that would take big time. But if it doesn't work, it's fine. I'll try to figure it out. This computer is not correctly set up. So let me copy this command. Go to the terminal. Make sure that I'm inside the bin directory, which I am. Confirm PWD, I'm inside bin. Yes. Copy paste this into here. I can file resume checker.py. No such file. Resume. Let me see what I did here. Resume checker. I don't think I misspelled it. Okay, I wonder if I need to do something else to this file. Give me a second. Okay. I think I know what's going on. It doesn't find the file because I'm not in the right directory. Let me check on my old computer to see how I have that file. Let's see. Give me a second. Resume Parser old. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to make. That's why I wrote this procedure. I have to modify this procedure. Okay, so yeah, it's not in the right file, and that it's not gonna work like that. And it's because I have the resume checker file in the wrong directory. So let me move that. I need to move resume checker.py to the directory bin. Move to bin. Okay, now it should work. Clear. Let's see if that works. It's doing something. I think it's done. I wonder if it did something or not. So let's see. We need to go back to that file, resume summary. And I don't write them as a list. Resume summary.csv. This one. Open. Yeah, it looks like it worked. So look, it exported this content from the PDF file. It says right here, file path, raw text. It has number of words, phone number, area code, email domain, address. It has all of these keywords. It extracted all of these keywords, and it counted the number of times that these keywords were found on the file. So it has LinkedIn, GitHub, PhD, Java account, Python account, R account. It scanned for these keywords: LinkedIn, GitHub, PhD, Java, Python, R, LaTeX, Data, CS, MySQL, MS Office Analytics, and so on. Okay, so this works. So I can show you right now how to modify this script. So it extracts the content that you want. So for example, if you're looking for, I don't know, let's see. I think that I usually like the examples of the data scientists. So let's say that you want to extract the keyword machine learning. So then the first thing that you need to do is that you need to add that column here on the file. So let's type in machine_learning. And let me delete this content again to see if that when I run it again, it extracts the content. So let me delete these rows again. Just want to make sure that I have the right information. So the last one was machine underscore learning. I'm going to save the file. Use text CSV format. Close the file. Go back to the terminal. Let me see. I think I missed that on the instructions. Okay, we did that. Customize the code. Open the file resume checker. So I have it right here. Open the file resume checker.py. Towards the bottom of the file, there's code that looks like this: resume summary df file path equal to file list, and find the rows that start with this resume summary df. So let's look for that. So let me see what I am right now. Resume checker. So let's open resume checker. And it says that scroll all the way down or towards the end. So there's a big section that says there, resume checker. It's hard to read in here, so let me open it in Sublime. And let's see, what's that? Resume parser, bin, resume checker. Open with, man, I don't have Sublime installed in here. That would suck. I don't think so. Okay, let me open it with what? And man's computer. I don't know. Okay. Let me open it with Vim then. Okay. So you get the idea. I mean, right now, you have to open that file in resume parsers, scroll towards the end, that has this content that says resume summary df. And as you can see, it sort of matches that file. This one says, this row says file path, this row says raw text, num words, phone number, area code, email domain address, and so on. So what you need to do is you need to add a row for the keyword that you want to extract. So it's as easy as just copy a similar row into the next row and just modify it lightly. So I'm going to do that right now. So I want this to be called machine learning. So I'm going to just call it ML count, and then the rest is the same: resume summary, df, raw text, apply, etc. And then the term I want it to be machine learning, and save the file, and that's it. And if you have more keywords, you can do the same. You have I don't know, Scala or AWS or any other keyword that you want, you can add it the same. You can run so let's run that again to see if it works, and we can move on to the next script. So let's see, I think it was inside bin. I'm still inside bin. And the command was, if I can just use the arrows to go up and enter. It should be done. So let me open that file, which is inside data, output, resume summary.csv, open. Click OK. So let me see if it extracted something. So it's extracted the same data again. Let's see. What is that? Look, this one right here, machine learning. So that's the column that I added. It looks like this person right here has a keyword 3 times. Who is this? That's the resume that I opened before. Okay. So this is how the script works. Extract the content from PDF files into a CSV file. You can rank these people based on these numbers and build a database with this information if you want. Okay, so let me close this for now. I think you have an idea of how this works. What's next? I don't know if you guys have any questions about that.
No questions in chat yet.
Okay. So let me move on to the next script. Okay, this one is called subroot. Okay, from this starting with the script, it's use at your own risk. So this one is called subroot, and this one says it's a DNS meta query spider that enumerates DNS records and subdomains. Okay, like you already lost. So let's try to install it and see how it works, which is better than trying to explain this description. So let's clone this project. Let's go to here. Okay, so we need to remember that we are inside this virtual environment. And where am I right now? So let me get out of here. I'm still inside Resume Parser. We need to deactivate the virtual environment. So to deactivate, we just have to type in deactivate, and that will change the prompt to what it was before. And I need to get out of here, cd period, and now I am inside the main directory, which is documents. Okay, so in here I can just clone this project, and this will create a folder called subroot. Then I need to move to that directory. And ls and subroot. So let me type in that one. And the next step is the same. We need to create a virtual environment to make sure that this script, the libraries that it's using is isolated and is only using those libraries. So let me copy this. Let me make sure that I'm here. Yes. So let's create a virtual environment. And it's going to do the same thing. It's trying to install different packages, and then to activate the environment, you have to type in this command: source env bin activate. So let's see. It created a folder, a directory called env. So we are back inside another virtual environment. Clear. Okay. So this one is used like this. So let's run it just so you understand what it does. Run this example to see what you get. Period, subroot, google.com, type cine. Let's wait a little bit to see if this works or not. So when I ran this, I think I did this last night, it gave me these results. Google.com, www.google.com, alt1, ASPMX, alt4, SPF, and so on. So with this script, you can crawl the configuration of the domain. So what does that mean? Like something that I posted on the Facebook group last night, I think, which was find a hidden page on my website. But how do you do that? So the case study was, okay, if you go to my website, a hidden page is something that you cannot see, okay? So it's not any of these links on the top, because you can see those links. It's not anything that you can click on the homepage. It's also nothing that you can click on the bottom. So then, Mike, I think you did view source, right? So you can view the page source of this, and the links in here. Okay, probably this one is hidden, but it's not going to show anything. This is just the CSS file. But how can you show like all of the pages that belong to a URL? Like what if I put Apple? Is that going to be a page or not? It's not, because if I hit enter, I'm gonna get this error: 404 file not found. So how do you find hidden pages? For example, if someone has a domain and you want to find something about that person, maybe they have a contact page there, maybe they have an email address there. But since it is hidden and you cannot see it right on the website, you can use tools to get around that and try to crawl that page. Okay, so this one didn't work. Let me see if I don't know if Google is blocking already. Okay. So probably you can run this later, or you can in your computer to see if it works or not. Right now it's being very slow, but this command, this subroot, it has many options that you can use. So let me stop this for now so we can move on to the next script. Otherwise, we're not gonna have enough time. I think that you can open the README. Let's open that. There's a README file here. And it comes with options and some examples that you can use. For example, this one says easy to use. Okay, this is the example I was showing you. It says multiple domains: google.com, gmail.com, bloggers, and you can try many domains at the same time. For a new line delimited is subdomains. Subdomains can have subdomains, etc. So if you don't want the results to show on the screen, but you want to save the results, then you need to use redirection. So the way to use redirection would be to if you don't want the results to be on the terminal, you can do this and say results.txt, and if you do that, you will see the results show up on that file. Okay. Right now, this doesn't want to work here. So let's move on to the next script. The script says Googler. So let me deactivate this. And I am inside documents. Okay. So this one is called Googler. Googler is a Python script, sort of like what we call X-ray search on steroids. And you can automate the X-ray search and find like a lot of content that you are not going to search, that you're not going to get on the front end of Google. Like if you search for linkedin.com/in, then just type in Python and see what happens. So we're going to get, how many results are we going to get in here? I think per page we usually get like 10 results, I think. But what if you wanted to get 100 results, and download the content of those results, like in a few seconds, and you can use that script called Googler. So let me see how this works. The process is the same. You copy a source code, you download the source code into your computer. So let's do that really quickly for this one. Okay, we did that and changed the directory. Create a virtual environment. So we're following the same steps all over again. Okay, we did that, and then we need to activate. And we are inside the virtual environment. Make sure that we are in that directory, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So let's see. Let's follow this example to see if it runs. It says run Googler, show 3 results, and search exactly for the word Fender. Okay, so this is showing the results from Google, right? So it has 3 results, and now it's showing like a question. It says Googler, type in question for help. Let's type in this, and it comes with options. For example, an option says, okay, the O Q question mark star asterisk. You have different options for you to manipulate the results. The options that I put in here. Let's try this one. Site github.com Python. site github.com Python. It's going to show me 3 results of from github.com and that have the word Python. But you know, if you don't want 3 results, if you want 100 results, you can do the same. If you want to export these results into a file to review, you can do the same as well. And that's basically what I do. You know, with the script, I X-ray. Well, I don't call it X-ray, but I search different websites, and I want many results at the same time. I redirect the result into a file, which basically means I save that into a file, and then I can review it and build a CSV file based on that. I have also used, you know, this with another script to automate that process of converting the CSV file, so I don't have to manually, you know, once I open the file with the contents, instead of doing manually, I can automate the process of building the CSV file. Let me just do another example. The next example is file type PDF Python. File type PDF Python. So it searched for it showed me 3 results, PDF files with the keyword of Python. You know, so the same. You know, if I want to download these files, I can automate that as well. Which is, you know, I use a script. I run this command, Googler, using these options to find PDF files, give me 50 results, and download all of those PDF files into a folder. Okay, so that's basically how this works. And to get out of the screen, you can hit enter twice, and you're out. And so, okay, we can move on to the next one. So we can deactivate this one for now. I'm still inside here. I want to get out of this directory. I'm inside documents. The next one is called Parser. Parser is a Python script that reads robots.txt and looks for disallowed entries. So let me show you how it works. Hopefully it runs. So, you know, exactly the same steps. Download the source code. Done. That one's really fast. So let me see. Created a folder called Parser. Go to that folder. And then we need to, the same thing, create the virtual environment. And activate the environment. Let's see. So, okay, we're in the environment and we are inside the directory. And the next thing is that we need to set up the script and we need to follow this command, sudo setup by install. Password. I think I ran into this issue last night, and I don't remember what I did. I think, let's see, set up by. I think, I wonder if it's this. Just give me a second. Sudo setup by install. I wonder if I made a typo. Okay. I had the same mistake and I forgot how I fixed it. But let's review the website for this. So I can show you the examples. Parser. This one says, let's see if it has instructions. So it's right here. When you execute Parser, you can see the HTTP status codes, like shown below. There are 2 ways to install Parser, setup. Okay, we did that, but that didn't work. Maybe because I'm in the virtual environment, maybe I can try to install it like, well, I'm not sure. Usage, Parsero.h, example. So for example, the example is, if you use the command Parsero and you use a URL, for example, example.com, and SB means, let's see what SB means right here. SB means search in Bing index disallows. And then it's going to show you these results. Example, download.php, road, embed print, So it looks like it is searching for all of these hidden pages of that domain, okay? So it's helpful. That's very helpful as well, And you are looking for pages that are not exactly found on Google that are not sort of public, So that's kind of like a little. I don't know. You have seen the diagram of the deep web iceberg. So this is, if you have seen this image before, you are usually here, right? You are browsing the web and you're only touching this part, right? You're searching Google, Bing, and Wikipedia and all of this. But then there's a lot of content after that, There's a lot of information right under the water. You don't want to get too deep because, this is where there's a lot of illegal stuff and things that you don't want to get into. But you are usually like, there's a lot of information right under the surface, and that's content that we're trying to look up in here. So it's called Parsero. I'll try to find out what is not working, and I'll correct the article and let you know how I fixed it. But in the meantime, let's move on to the next script. The next script is called the harvester. Okay, this is more hardcore. The harvester is a Python script used to gather data from public sources. That's how I put it on my blog, but that's not how it's explained. So let's just do the same. Let's download the source code. So I'll figure this out later. Deactivate this. Get out of here. Okay. So let me get the source code. Done. Let's see, we can change to a directory and follow exactly the same thing. Create a virtual environment. Activate the environment. Okay, we are inside the virtual environment. Let's see what was the next step. Okay, we need to follow this command. Next step, install dependencies. Pip install requests. Just going to download a bunch of files. And it says right here, when it's done, run with, and just follow this command. It says right here, this will show the help page and how to use it. So here's an example. So while this is running, it's already done. So let's run this command, .harvester py. Let me just clear the screen. So this is showing the help page documentation for the script, and it shows how to use it. So it has different options, and it gives you some examples already. But let me follow the example that I already put here, so I can just copy paste this code, this command. And this one says a period / the harvester py /D Microsoft.com /L50 /D Google /F example1. So let's see what all of those options mean. Let's look them up in here. /D means domain to search or company name, and we put the domain. /L means limit the number of results. So in this case, I put 50. /B means data source, and the data source can be anything. Can be all of these search engines: Baidu, Bing, Google, Yahoo, etc., Twitter, even LinkedIn. Okay. And /F means save the results into an HTML and XML file. Okay. So let's do that to see what happens. So let me copy this one, copy into a terminal. Let me clear the screen, type it here. Let's see what happens. Searching in Google, done. Okay, so it looks like it's already done. And that created a file called example1. Right there, example1.xml. So let's see, if you open the file in the browser, let me see what this is. This is in documents. This is called the harvester, example1. So let me open this in the browser. And this is going to give you this type of page. It says the harvester results for Microsoft.com. No emails found, hosts found. Okay. Okay. So it has a lot of options. It has a lot of configurations to find all sorts of information. Let's go to the website, the official documentation. So I can show you another example. But I let you like play with this script, because you can use it to search information on Google, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or on multiple sources. And this one is let's see, the harvester. I don't think I put a link. Oh, what is this one right here? I think if you can, let's Google this. Let's Google the harvester. The harvester. If you Google the harvester and you get to the GitHub page, it says emails, subdomains, and names harvester. Yeah, the README page is the same. Let's see, it says right here. So sources are passive Google, Bing, Google profiles, Bing API, LinkedIn, Google search engine, specific search for LinkedIn user, Twitter accounts related to a specific domain, Google Plus, users that work in target company, Yahoo search engine, Baidu search engine. And this one, which is even more hardcore, Shodan computer search engine. Active, DNS brute force. This plugin will run a dictionary brute force enumeration, DNS reverse lookup, DNS TDL expansion. It has a lot of options that you can, on your own time, you can play with these options and see what you get. But what I recommend is to use these careful, because, if you try to download too many results, you might get your IP blocked, and that would be not good. For instance, if you try to download 1,000 results from Google and trying to search LinkedIn, Google might think that you are like flooding the network, and they will know what your IP is, and then they will block you. And then when you type in Google again, you will say error. So it's something that you have to use carefully. But this one has a lot of options and a lot of combinations. So I was the last script, and I have all of this content right here on my website. If you want to take a look later to get all the details, but I mean, that's it for now. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Was that too complicated, too easy? How do you guys think that you can use this project for?
I think the content is probably a little deep for everybody, but having that you went through and showed the examples through your website, I think taking that along with the videos will make it easy when people have time to go through. Because I know I've been trying to keep up and got behind on a couple of things. I'm trying to use 2 different machines, but I think it's good content, and I think I like the Googler one. I'm going to definitely try that one tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys have any question, let me know. Find me on LinkedIn, ask me a question, and I'll try to reply when I have a chance. If it didn't work for you, if you try to follow this tutorial and you couldn't make it work, let me know what you get. But try to tell me, this is what I enter and this is what the screen show me. That way, I can try to troubleshoot it on my time, and I can give you a result faster.
What's the best time to reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, if you send me a message on LinkedIn, I'll try to reply, as soon as I can.
But if somebody wants to get your help one-on-one, is it usually after hours better to try to get your time?
Yeah, so usually after 6 p.m. Eastern time is usually good for me. So if you want to, if you want me to help you, then I can usually do it at that time, and I can do something similar, one-to-one. I can try to help you really quickly, help you set up the scripts, help you get started so you have an idea of how to apply these programs rather than, trying to, I mean, like I mentioned before, it's really fun to try to learn this from scratch as far as programming is. But, learning programming from scratch is really, really hard. But if you have the scripts and you can install it, you can make them install it and make them run and apply it, then you're good. You can get some results right away.
Yeah, I think if everybody tries the different ones and see what works for them, that way they're not trying to write a whole bunch of code to do something. You've already got it laid out here, and I think somebody else put on there that with the chronological format you have, it makes it pretty easy, so you can try different ones. And once you've done it a few times, your confidence level will definitely go way up on this.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do now, Tom, is if nobody else has any more questions, I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can open it back up to questions. So hold on.